Hey folks, how you doing? Kunal here, Bulls on Wall Street. I want to talk to you about this stock, CERE. We traded this, I believe. Let's see if I pull it up here. I believe yesterday had a decent gain on it. Kind of sashaying around in and out on it, but it was one of these stocks that is this kind of biotech fluff that you see going on in the market right now. After the move in AXQP, people see some biotech stock with some news out, and they think, okay, I'm in the next 1,000% runner. And it's not always like that. There's a whole host of things that go into a stock that make it a big mover beyond just, hey, it gapped up on the news and it's biotechs, right? There's an underlying formula to it all. And so when people see another stock gap up, and CERE's always been a turd, you can see from just like this stock's, in the past, like it just kind of spikes up and then spikes down. And so that's the nature of the beast on this stock. And so it's something to remember that this stock has a history of doing that. And the daily is just not as clean as like what an AXQP or an iTech would be like. And so, you don't naturally they don't all just do it. And so you have to always keep aware of it. And so one of the things that you'll see with the stock is right off the bat, after it opened up, you get this crazy candle where it gets all the way to 480 and it can't hold. And so right off the bat, you've already had a full-blown reversal on the first candle. I think that's something that's really important to watch, because when I see something like that, that's a big red flag to me, because it can't hold its gains and flag up at the highs. And so, as the stock comes back and it starts to go sideways, you can see right here, it tries to break. It tries to bounce and it gets faded off again. And so, I short some of the 370s with the stop right above. And then the key is, you have a partial position of, say, a couple thousand shares. And then the key is to really let this thing develop and do what it's got to do. And so, once you have some certifiable areas and levels, then you can add more to your trade. And so, I'm shorting this thing over here at the stop above, and we'll add some more in the break with the idea that we're going to cover into, different levels of support, whether it's support when it starts to base or support with the moving averages, different things like that. And so, I cover some into this flush, and typically what I'll always do is I'll keep a core position. And if you get a really light bounce like this, I will come in and add a few more shares short and start trading around my core position. So I may add like 1,000 shares or something like that. And then the purpose is to kind of cover at your next levels. And so that's what I did was, I kind of got out of this trade, covered the next levels, and then I just left it alone. And then, later on, I took the day off. I was at the car wash getting the car detailed. And, I always have alerts on my, on my screen. And I turned my computer on while I was at the car wash. And, I saw this thing doing a flat bottom breakdown over here. And, I hop in my chat room. I told the guys, hey, this looks like kind of 250 is the line in the sand on this bad boy. Watch for a break under, and we're going to short this thing. And so, when it broke back under 250, you can see how it tested this area so many times, soaking up that supply. We got a really nice flush into this thing into the close. And I actually got out of my trade really quickly. It took like 15, 16 cents as my car was done, and I had to get out of here. But there was a home run trade in here that if I had just held on a little bit longer, I would have made an extra couple $1,000. But hey, man, when you got the day off, you got the day off, right? You take what you can. But the original entry was awesome. I love this type of trade. We just did this again today with right, EBIO. Same type of deal, right? Fading off that gap, and just beautiful play. I love this type of stuff. Biotechs are awesome traders because they have the ability to make or break you. There are days where you get the right biotech and the right PR and the right look, and you can get a stock that goes up 500, 600%, right, over in a very short period of time. And then, there's other times where, they fade off. And so it's really important to kind of be aware of your levels and also look at the history of the stock. Does it tend to be a fader? Does it not? And then most importantly, though, before you even have a bias, I don't have a long or short bias in them. I first look at the daily and kind of take an idea of what could happen. and then I come up with different scenarios and I just go out and attack it. But that's what you got to do with these things. There's both good and bad plays in these, and you can take them to the long side and short side. There's a lot of money in them, but you've got to trade them the right way. So, guys, this is what I do in front of my students all day. It's called Bulls Vision. It's on our Bulls on Wall Street website, and you'll see me trading live, and I have my trading platform up and my charts up, and I'm just sitting there making my trades, and you'll see me do them. You know, I'll be walking people through them, and it's pretty cool. I think this is one of the best ways to learn because you're actually watching and seeing what I do rather than looking at a book and then trying to set up some software without knowing how and trying to set up your charts without knowing how. Hey, let's get a screen share going and watch this guy trade, and you'll see the good, the bad, the ugly. You know, on Monday I lost $5,000, and then Tuesday I made most of it back, and then Wednesday I made some more back, and today I had a nice day too. And some days you lose, some days you win, but it's really important to kind of see that whole progression so that you can learn. And this is what we do in our 60-day boot camp class, and this is what we do for our students as we turn this Bulls Vision on. Our next 60-day boot camp is September 15th, so feel free to email me with any questions, kunal@bullson.ws. Guys, I will see you all later. Take care.